الله أكبر الله أكبر.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. Alhamdulillah wassalatu wassalamu ala rasulillah. Good day, my viewers. My name is Habib from Rafiqi Islamic Mentoring. You are welcome to our program. Today we shall be looking at a very important question, and that is it permissible to call Allah by other names, especially translated names? Now, the word Allah is a very great and exalted name in Islam, and that Allah is the creator of the heavens and the earth, and He has beautiful names. Almighty Allah has beautiful names. In one verse of the Quran, Almighty Allah commanded the believers that we should call Him by His beautiful names. وَلِلَّهِ الْأَسْمَاءُ الْحُسْنَى فَادْعُوا بِهَا. And verily, for Allah there are beautiful names. Then call Him by those names. Almighty Allah has instructed us, the believers, to call Him by His beautiful names. And that if we call Him by these names, He's going to answer us. Ujibu da'wata da'i idha da'an. That I answer the call of my slaves when they call me. Now, and therefore, how do we call Allah? How do we supplicate to Him? How do we call Him by His name? Because of different languages and different cultures of the world, the word Allah may be addressed in other languages. However, the question is, those translated forms, are they acceptable in Islam or they are not acceptable? Generally, it is permissible for a Muslim to call Allah by a translated version of the word in different cultures of the country. It is possible to call Almighty Allah by the translated word. However, there are some conditions that are associated with it. The first one is that the person must be someone who understands Arabic language very well, and at the same time who understands the dialect of the town or that particular country. The person must have sound knowledge of Arabic and must also be an indigene that understands the language of that particular place. Secondly, the person must be someone that is trustworthy, somebody that we can trust his translation. And finally, the person must be a follower of Aqidah Ahlus Sunnah wal Jama'ah. That is, the person must be someone who believes in the creed, of the Sunni, so that he is not going to use some of the deviant beliefs to change the meaning. For example, one of the beautiful names of Allah is Ar-Rahman, the most beneficent. In English, if you want to supplicate by that name, if you cannot pronounce Ar-Rahman, or you just want to use the translated one, you can say, the most beneficent, please help me. The merciful, Ar-Rahim, the most merciful, please have mercy on me. It is still the same thing. As long as whatever name you want to call Allah is part of His names. One narration brings it that Almighty Allah has 99 names, although some of the scholars also said that He has more than 99 names. But whatever name you want to call Him, it must be part of His names, whether the Arabic version or the translated version, abiding by those conditions that we have stated earlier. For example, Almighty Allah is Ar-Razaq, the provider. You can say, "Oh Allah," or you can say, "You are the provider. The provider, please provide for me." The cherisher, please cherish me. Al-Ghafur, the forgiver, please forgive me. But any name that you call Almighty Allah that is not part of His name or does not have any meaning that is related to His name, then it is forbidden. For example, some people, they say Eledumare. Eledumare is a language of the Yorubas in Nigeria. Eledumare is associated with one of the gods of the Yorubas in earlier history, and it is associated with shirk. You don't call Almighty Allah Eledumare or Olowo Gbogboro, someone that has a big hand, or Alagbada, or all these names that actually do not mean or do not have any correlation with Allah's name. You can call Him Allah Forijin, please forgive me. That is the forgiver, please forgive me. The provider, please provide for me. Or any name that simply has the same exact meaning of any of the names of Almighty Allah. And I pray that may Almighty Allah give us the understanding of His soul, of His knowledge, of His deen. So please, my viewers, call Allah by names that He asks us to call Him with. That is, any of His names that He called Himself in the Quran, or that the Prophet ﷺ told us as part of the names of Almighty Allah. And I pray that inshallah Almighty Allah will answer our prayers. My name is Habib. Once again, this program is brought to you courtesy Rafiqi Islamic Mentoring, a non-profit organization committed to spreading the dawah of Al-Islam. I want to urge you all to join us on our website www.rafiqi.com for more important video clips like this. Until we meet again, I say Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.